What's good, YouTube? It's KB with Just Do Boxing back with another video. So, we got some big news in the sport of boxing. Finally, it's being reported that Devin the Dream Haney and ferocious George Kambosos signed a multi-fight deal with top-ranking ESPN. The deal is in place for Haney to fight George Kambosos June 5th in Melbourne, Australia, and he basically put a one-sided rematch clause in the contract. If Haney were to win, he gets a rematch, and I think the rematch will also take place in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on it, but it's definitely a deal in place. If Haney wins that rematch, and it's also being reported and confirmed by Lomachenko that he's part of the deal as well. He's on the back end. So if Haney were to win both times against George Kambosos, then we would get a Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko, which would be great for boxing. So Haney, is 27-0. He's 15 KOs, 5'8", 71-inch reach. He's 23 years old, orthodox fighter. He's fighting out of Las Vegas. We all know that. He last was in the ring December 4th of last year, where he dominated Jojo Diaz in a 12-round fight and got a unanimous decision. Since then, he's been looking to become undisputed at 135 pounds. We all know that. And he's been trying to get this fight with George Kambosos for the longest. But, Kambosos turned diva on us, and he changed his tune after agreeing that he would fight Devin Haney. He dragged his feet. He was reported that him and Lomachenko was going to fight, until Loma agreed to, stay and fight, defend his country. Then it basically seemed like the walls closed in, and Kambosos basically ain't have no other option. So he made an offer to Devin Haney, and he accepted. So now we got a fight for undisputed at 135 pounds, June 5th, in Melbourne, Australia. And I think this is great for boxing. This is great for Devin Haney. It was looking shaky for a minute. It was looking like he wasn't going to get the opportunity that this man rightfully earned. It's not a popularity contest. People weren't, asking for Haney to get the fight just because we like him. This kid earned it, and he's 27-0. He hasn't lost yet. He's beat everybody they put in front of him. He hasn't turned down any smoke, and he's willing to fight whoever. And that's just what he showed us so far. So, finally, George Kambosos, seemed to be forced. And even though Devin Haney is coming into this situation basically accepting to be the B-side, got the low ball offer, it's being reported that he's getting $2.8 million and Kambosos is getting $10 million, so he took a pay cut, you know what I mean? He took less money to make this fight happen. Gotta give him credit. You gotta respect this man. You gotta tip your hat to him for him just daring to be great. If he were to win this fight against George Kambosos June 5th, it would make the first undisputed world champion at 135 pounds to have all four of the belts. The only one I think came close was Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, excuse me. He came close. He had three of the belts, but in this case with Haney and Kambosos, Haney has the WBC belt and Kambosos has the remaining title. So we would finally get the fight we've been asking for, a true undisputed at 135 pounds with no questions asked. It would be no doubt in anybody's mind who would be undisputed after, Devin Haney and George Kambosos fight. And I'm just glad that it worked out this way, because I truly think that, Haney deserved this. He like I say, he beat everybody you put in front of him. He's 27-0. People were, basically, petitioning for Lomachenko to get the fight. But, I said it over and over again, respect to Lomachenko. He had the two back-to-back wins over Nakatani and Richard Commey, and respect to him. He looked real good in those fights. You know what I'm saying? He TKO Nakatani, and he damn near did the same thing to Richard Commey. If it wouldn't have been for his arrogance, he probably would have got the stoppage. But that's another story. But, I still don't think, with him having two losses, he lost more recently. He had lost to Teofimo and lost the belts. I just don't see wins over Nakatani and Comey making him more deserving over Devin Haney to get the fight. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm just glad Haney finally has his fight. The wall's closed in. You know, it's nowhere for Kambosos to turn. They agreed to the deal with Lomachenko on the back end, which will also be another great fight for boxing. And you know, like I said, Devin Haney is willing to fight anybody. So, you know, George Kambosos, he's 20-0, 10 KOs, 28 years old, 5'9.5", 68-inch reach, orthodox fighter. You know, the last time we see him in the ring was November 27th, where he got a split decision upset over then undefeated unified, lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez. And since then, like I say, he's been dragging his feet and changing his tune. And, I think the time's finally ran out, and I think we about to see greatness. We about to witness a star being born June 5th. I think this is going to take the winner of that fight career to the next level. And like I say, their name is going to forever be etched in the history books as the undisputed lightweight champion in 2022. And that's just all you can ask for. This is a great fight. I mean, Kambosos, I think he's dragged his feet so much, he's turned a lot of people off. I mean, he just simply put, he turned people off, changing his tune, not being a man of his word. And finally, now that he has to fight Devin Haney, I just can't wait to see it. I think Haney is just a superior boxer to George Kambosos. And respected Kambosos, he's tough, he's undefeated, he's a warrior, and all those things. He has some skills as well. But I believe, like I always say on this channel, there's levels to it. And Devin Haney is levels above George Kambosos. And I think June 5th, he going to show everybody exactly that. I think he going to come in there with something to prove. I think he really going to try to put a hurting on George Kambosos. And I know a lot of people call him pillow-fisted. I'm not one to do that. Maybe he just wasn't blessed with, real hard punching power, but nonetheless, that kid can box, and he definitely can get your respect because nobody's running through him. And if you're calling him pillow fisted, he has 15 knockouts. Kambosos only has 10. So at the end of the day, Kambosos is not much of a puncher either. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to be a great fight. George Kambosos is going to prepare. And I've seen, I've seen him prepare well against Teofimo. He did a hell of a job. He surprised a lot of people with the way he approached and the way he took over the fight and won the upset. But I think it's a totally different ball game come June 5th against Devin the Dream Haney. I think it's a reason that he being George Kambosos was hesitant to get in the ring with Devin Haney or to make a deal happen. He tried to make a lot of people feel like it was Haney slowing it up or him pricing himself out. All these weird things were being thrown around, and none of them proved to be true. But this one is, now that they have a deal in place with Top Rank and ESPN, and I believe this is only for this deal because, Devin Haney Promotions, he has his own promotional banner. And I think, he's just fighting these couple fights under Top Rank and ESPN, and then he'll be, right back to regular scheduled programming, doing business with whichever promoter or network he chooses, So, like I said, this fight is going to finally, clear up a lot of the confusion in the lightweight division. We've been wanting to see a true undisputed for a long time now, and Kambosos has been running around claiming to be undisputed, but I know in his heart of hearts he knows he's not truly undisputed. He's even been on record saying it because Devin Haney has the WBC strap. And that's the last piece to the puzzle, and I'm glad that, we're getting an undisputed fight rather than a unification fight between Lomachenko and Kambosos, which would have been pointless and it would have did nothing for boxing, in my opinion. But, finally, we got the great news, the breaking news we all been looking for, and we're going to get an undisputed champion at 135 pounds come June 5th, and I believe his name will be Devin the Dream Haney. I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment section as always. Let me know who y'all think going to win between Devin Haney and George Kambosos. Let me know if y'all excited for this fight. Let me know if y'all excited for us to finally get some clarity at 135 pounds at lightweight, with us getting a true undisputed world champion. And that's what we're going to get June 5th. Respect to George Kambosos and his team for finally being a man of their word and making the fight possible, making this happen. But big salute to Devin Haney for taking a pay cut, for being lowballed, for daring to be great, for agreeing to be the B-side, and he may agree to be the B-side, but one thing for sure, two things for certain, y'all get in that ring June 5th, he will not be the B-side. You will. You know what I mean? And he's going to show you that. Now, like I said, over and over his levels, Devin Haney is going to show you that. Has a reach advantage, better footwork. He can keep up with you in speed. George Kambosos has pretty good speed, but I believe Devin Haney is just a much better all-around boxer, a more complete boxer. And he's just on another level, and he's on the path to be great. He's on the road to undisputed. And like I said, June 5th, we're going to get exactly that. So y'all get in the comment section. Let me know who y'all think going to win, Devin the Dream Haney or ferocious George Kambosos. And as always, get in that comment section and let me know if I gave Devin the Dream Haney and ferocious George Kambosos their just due, because that's what I do over here at Just Do Boxing. Also, if this your first time on the channel, do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell icon, select all so you can get all new notifications when new content drop. Until the next one, I'm out. Peace.